Hey folks, Twisted Christian here. Julius, I want to say this. I think we are this close to a Dinar revaluation. I'm going to lay out something and apply it to what the president's economic plan for the world changed, maybe to a new system, the whole thing with the currency manipulation. But before I get into that, I'd like to thank you guys for your support on the Patreon and those who have given on PayPal. You guys are just amazing. I really appreciate it. And we're just going to continue to move forward on our project, the Grigori Legends. And it's an animation project if you don't know. So if you guys like these videos, you guys want to help support, anything helps to help build up this animation project that we have. So all you guys' support for that is appreciated. All right, so let's get right into it, right? Okay, so we know that there's the Abraham Accords going, and we know that these different countries, Sudan just became another country that's seeking to normalize relations with Israel, right? And we've been saying that this whole thing, what's going on in the Middle East, we know that there's a shape, it's reshaping, and there's many Kim Clement prophecies dealing with what's going to happen with Saudi Arabia and Iran and a few other things. So we're still looking for some of those things to happen, and this peace accord may trigger some of that. And there's prophecies concerning about Israel becoming the United States, first of all, becoming the number one oil producer, but also too for the number one producer for that region. So everything is shaping and forming, and we know that OPEC is trying really hard to hold on to the oil industry, and we know all that is about to change. We know that OPEC is going to be no longer. But the whole point of this is that there's a lot of leaders that even if the president of the United States went and talked to all these different leaders about changing to a new asset-based system and getting with these countries that are either manipulating the currency or they have a very low currency, and if he's meeting and having his people meet with all these individuals and leaders, and even if he does all that, there's one thing that they don't know: is the president going to still be the one in power? Yes, some world leaders have a big stake in the U.S. election. We know, of course, Israel does, and a lot of other countries do, because, there's been a flip, there's been a change in a lot of countries, and that momentum has been going for the last 4 years. We've seen major changes in people, we've seen major changes in world leaders that is beneficial for what we are looking for, and there have been changes on all levels, from anywhere from the president or PM all the way down to the heads of central banks. But this election here is a big deal to a lot of leaders, and where we move from here. Now, this article here, I've been wanting to share it for at least the past week or so, but I wanted to put it together with what I've been trying to say. And so I did some additional research and articles. The U.S. Treasury currency report likely delayed until after the election. Sources: the U.S. Treasury Department is unlikely to release its long-delayed semi-annual report to Congress on international currency manipulation until after the U.S. presidential election on November 3rd, a source familiar with the matter. The report was due in April. Okay, but given the circumstances of the crisis, they focused on domestic fiscal stimulus negotiations. The last report released by the Treasury in January reversed the department's designation in August 2019 of China as a currency manipulator. It included 9 countries: Germany, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, South Korea, Vietnam, and Switzerland on its watch list. So there's a couple things that I did get out of this article. And before I get into the main part of it, or what my point is, we need to look at this. And if those of you who are investing in the global currency reset, we have Germany, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, South Korea, Vietnam, and Switzerland on its watch list. So and we know that Vietnamese, we're looking for that one to be the second currency to change in value, right? Now, as far as comparing Vietnam and Germany, Germany's value obviously is worth a little more than Vietnam. So we're looking for currencies that are cheap right now. So those are the ones you want to look out for, right? So maybe look at Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, South Korea, of course, Vietnam, Switzerland. For those of you who are still looking for other currencies to invest in, maybe you can't get your hands on dinar or Vietnamese dong. But I think those are the two that are going to go. I think all the other ones that are going to go, they're going to come. They're obviously, we've been saying this: dinar, the Vietnamese dong, and then a lot of these other currencies. The whole goal for me is to continuously make money off of the global currency reset, right? So when the dinar revalues, I want to be able to take the funds that I have and be able to try to invest in all these other currencies the best as much as I can, because I'm going to have plenty of cash at that point and able to do that, but we have to do it quickly. I do have a video that does talk about my currency list that I do have, and I can put that link down below in the description. So, but getting to my point, even if the President of the United States talked to everybody, talked to these guys about the currency manipulation, they held off the report, maybe there's things going on in the background that we're not seeing, and maybe that's why it's taken so long. And maybe is this the point where, and I've shared this before, where we have Prophet of Solomon and Abadi and Trump and Putin and a few others, representatives from Africa, about this, right? And where the president is putting pressure on Abadi to change the value of the dinar. And we know that Abadi is playing an important role right now in the development of the government with the current Iraq prime minister. So we know Abadi is working with them, and Abadi does yield a lot of power. So I don't know if he was translating information because Abadi's no longer the president, or is it something that we're going to see down the road in the future? Let's hopefully not, because the elections are still far away. Okay, so this is my point, right? And my point is, all these world leaders, even all the ones that Trump allegedly talked to about going to a new, to have a system that's going to back the economy, a gold-backed or asset-backed, whatever the case, even everything here with these peace negotiations, it says right here, U.S. Ambassador to Israel, change of administration could damage Abraham Accords. Of course it will. Right? If the President of the United States does not get in there, then that's in danger, and what's in danger of staying with a central bank system that continues to put us in debt. And all these leaders are waiting for November 3rd. They're waiting to see what happens and what takes place, and then that way they can move forward for the ones who have agreed to move forward. Right? And this is going to affect the Middle East too as well, because guess what? After the elections, after the President of the United States has been announced, you're going to see a lot more of these Middle Eastern countries come into these Abraham Accords. This is what we're waiting for. And we are this close. We are this close, in my opinion, to revaluation. The whole thing with the currency manipulation, they held it back. Either they are talking or in talks and negotiations, or they're going to put out the list and then let the hammer come down, and then we're going to see a revaluation. But see, this is the way that I'm looking at it, is that if Iraq does it first, right, then we have Vietnam, and then we have some other countries that will follow. Well, Iraq has not been on the currency manipulation list. We know it's being manipulated, but they're not on the currency watch list. So then you have Vietnam that's going to come after the dinar, but it is on the watch list. So I'm looking at those two different, distinct countries. One is on a watch list, one isn't. One is going to, and both are going to change in value. So that means there had to have been some type of agreement to do this, and they don't need to change the value of their currency. They don't have to pass any laws. They don't have to. The central bank could just flip the switch, right? It's that easy for them to do it, besides getting all the lower denominations in place. So either, in Prophet Solomon Dream also too, you remember they were putting pressure on Abadi to change the value. And so some of these other players that are that were in that meeting, in that dream, obviously had come to some type of agreement. Yeah, these are just some theories and thoughts that I have, because when we, I just, like I said, I just try to dissect everything, and just seeing that these two countries, one on the watch list, one is not on the watch. One is on the watch list. One is not on the watch list. That kind of changes the way I look at things. And with the report being delayed, right, and the president of the United States renegotiating all these deals, all these trade deals, I think we may really see. I think we might see it here soon. And there's no time frame. I just think we're closer than ever before. And so this is a wait and see, but I think we are this close. And one of the other things too is, will the banking crash come before or after that? And why does the banks crash? Do they crash because of the corruption, and then they have to pass all these laws on the banks, and the bank's role is completely changed in this situation? It all remains to be seen. So that's why the elections are important, because we need to get this currency manipulation report out. But not only that, also to push the agenda that they're trying to do with these currencies. Because cash, I'm going to tell you folks, fiat is never going to go away. We're not going to go to a full-blown automated system where you're just using cards. There are so many aspects to cash that we use on a daily basis, even though 90% of all transactions are electronic. That other 10% is very important. And the cash, in my opinion, it gives security to the people that they know they can go to the bank and pull out cash. It gives security to people that can go and pull out cash to give to their neighbor to buy something or this or that, or they can give to the poor in cash or give to an individual or whatever the case. I mean, basically, you're going to see the fiat system change in value. You're going to see it the way it's supposed to be. And then eventually, at some point, yes, we're going to get rid of the Federal Reserve, and we're going to have a new system. We have a new system that is going to back the fiat. Anyway, so I just wanted to throw those thoughts out there. I think they're very important in this whole global currency reset. So, folks, you guys tell me what you think about this whole thing with the delay in the currency manipulation report. Tell me what you think, that if it has anything to do with the president sealing his power, and maybe it has to do with negotiations. And tell me what you think about this whole thing with the RV, right? We see the Dinar, then the Vietnam, and one is on the currency watch list, manipulation watch list, and one is not. And those are supposed to be the first two that go. So, folks, I thank you for listening. Please like, share. The more likes the videos that I have on here, it's more recommended to other people, and that really also too helps out this channel. So be safe, God bless, and with that being said, Twisted Christian out.